Last summer, I was approached by Kevin Wilson, a friend of mine. His nickname is Trouble. I'll let you draw your own conclusions with that. Nah, I can't. It's not what you think. It may have been at one time, but now he's trouble for a different reason. He's an uncompromising soldier for his community, always fighting for fairness and opportunity for others. I'm proud to have him as a friend. Oh, there he is right there. I mean, just look at him. Better to fight with him than against him, I'll tell you that. Anyway, he is on the board of directors of the Bergen County Urban League. He asked me to write a proposal for a program he wanted to create to put some young residents to work building a new firehouse in the city of Inglewood. He made it clear that this program was going to be about more than a temporary job. It was about growth. It was about exposure to career options. It was about opportunity. Kevin was working on behalf of the Urban League with City Council member Wayne Hamer to present the idea to the city. I was very excited at the prospect of being able to help some of the young people in the city where I was born, raised, and the only place I consider home. So I put together a proposal and submitted it to Wayne and Kevin. I was looking forward to mentoring and teaching some young people in the industry that I love. I was anxious, but I finally got the call. It's on. Great, I'm so ready. The initial list of candidates was cut down. Kevin, Jeffrey, and I held interviews for the remaining candidates. By the way, Jeffrey is Jeffrey Richardson, the interim executive director of the Bergen County Urban League. He is such an important part of this program. He is another uncompromising soldier for his community. Mr. Richardson provided direction, support, and mentorship to the program, myself, and the apprentices. His even-tempered, low-key direction was the guiding light to this program. Don't let me forget Veronica Frazier, the operations and marketing manager. She was there to let me talk when I needed to vent and support me when Mr. Richardson wasn't available. If nobody else in that office knew what to do for me, she did. She is definitely an important part of the team. So now, the final selections were made. Chris Thompson and Talik Lawson. We were ready to go. But not everybody was ready to go. You know, government bureaucracy. This is where I have to take my hat off to Stan T. I call him Stan T because I'm not sure I can pronounce this. I'll give it a shot. Tolstonoff. He is the owner of Dobto Construction. We were talking on the phone about the details one day and he just said, Alex, bring them in and fill out the paperwork. Let's get these guys on the job. It was hard to gauge his position when I first met him, but he made this process much easier. He made it easy for our guys to get going. He welcomed them with open arms and treated them like he treated everybody else. We couldn't have asked for a better contractor for our maiden voyage. He was helpful and always available, always took my call and always returned my call. He was an outstanding partner for our program. We got our guys, we got our paperwork, got our hard hats, so off we go, first day. Look at those guys. The vests are clean and they're ready to work. They were excited to know they would be working on an important building in the city that they live. Their enthusiasm made me more excited. I felt like a parent dropping the kids off for the first day of school. I made the introductions and introduced myself to the various people on the job site. I let them know that these are my guys. If you have a problem with them, please see me. I'm here every day. The construction game can be a little rough, so I may have been a bit protective of them at first. I didn't make them immune to the rigors of the job, but I let it be known that they were there to learn, not to be servants. And they were going to be treated fairly, or somebody was going to have to deal with me. Or even worse, this guy. I spoke my piece and left them to work. I checked on them every day. I asked them how they felt after the first week of work. Second apprentice from the ground up. So how'd you feel when you first learned you're going to be working at the firehouse in Inglewood?
I felt excited because I could say I worked on a building in Inglewood.
Okay. So your first week is over. How do you feel?
I feel good. I'm still energized. I love it. I want to keep working it.
Did you learn anything this week?
Yes, I have. I learned how plumbers work, electricians work, carpenters, welders, and how the machines run.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Chris, tell me, How did you feel when you learned you were going to be working on a firehouse in Inglewood?
I'm very excited because I'm also trained to be a firefighter at the firehouse, so it's a blessing to have.
Okay. This is the end of your first week. How did you feel?
Extremely tired. It's really tough, but I learned a lot.
Okay, good. Who'd you get to work with this week?
The electricians, plumbers, and I got this welding on my own, which is good in the first day.
Okay. All right, good deal.
Tired is a good overall description. You should have seen those behinds dragging after a day of working their first week. I loved it. They liked it too. They work with the plumbers a little, the air conditioning crew, but mostly they work with the electricians. I am so grateful to the electrical crew. They took them in and taught them some real stuff. Seriously, they were installing electrical boxes and pulling wire. I walked in on Talik and he actually looked like he knew what he was doing. Chris too. They worked on and got to see how electrical wiring is installed underground as well. I was proud of them. More importantly, they were proud of themselves. Not only did they get on-the-job training, they had blueprint reading classes with me once per week. A section through. A section through is like if you took, say you're looking at the side of a house. Somebody took a saw and cut the house in half and opened it up. It's almost looking like you look at a dollhouse. You know, a dollhouse opens up. That's what this is. It's like the building was cut and you're looking at it like it was cut in half. That's what the section is. You could see the light bulb come on inside of their heads as they started understanding building systems a lot better. You could tell they were looking at buildings in a different way now. They better understood how a building system worked. They also understood safety a bit more as well. I stressed it to them every day. I planned for them to be OSHA certified and Kev stepped on the gas. It's a team effort. So Jerry Ford came in and gave the class. They learned job site safety and became aware of hazards they didn't know existed.
You get 1 million of those fibers against the wall of your lung, and over a duration of time, that mucus is over it, it doesn't break it down, so it creates a scar.
So my guys now have the OSHA 10 certification. They were installing electrical systems and OSHA certified. They walk differently, you know, a little more upright, shoulders back a bit more. I'm sure we made a difference. Also, Chris got a job with the company in their solar division. He's making good money and learning an emerging technology. That dude's car is nicer than mine. I wish we had more time and more money to hire more than 2 guys for 10 weeks. But I'll take what I can get. It feels good to make a real difference in someone's life. I mean, a young guy with a new well-paying career, a pretty car, and an even prettier girl. Some money in his pocket. I can live with that.